CoachDev.tv. She wrote the book. Is it Twitterific or Twitter Revolution?
Twitter Revolution.
Did you write
Twitter
2
Handbook
books?
was the one we gave away for free because again, that's the concept. And then Secrets of Online Persuasion was the first new media book.
Oh, I see.
Oh, the
New
first.
media marketing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and that's what you do. You consult with small business and media and everything about how to use how to use social media to make money. Right?
Do you know how to
do
get
it
rid of
right.
a Facebook account?
You
How do
can't.
you can delete it, but
You can't delete a Facebook account. I think it's there forever. It's like
you can
naked
delete
pictures
it.
on the internet, Ross. They're never going away.
yeah.
They're always out
like
there.
the public won't see it, so you can delete it for the public, but Facebook will still always have a record. Yeah. You were just talking about security and identity theft.
Yes,
that's something a lot of people don't think about with Facebook as far as the protection you need to do and the security. I was Scott Bell, he's a salesperson up north, Northern California. We were just emailing back and forth. We hold each other accountable and share some sales strategies. And I noticed that his it was private messaging, right? So it's just like email back and forth. And it said Elks Grove, California. I'm like, do you know that when you're texting, it's telling me where you're coming from and that it's coming from a cell phone? And same thing for me. It was, from Vegas, right? So if you're trying to pretend you're somewhere else, well, you're going to be caught. So there's a lot of things that Facebook is tracking. Now, Gmail's tracking that as well. You just don't see it. It's not as obvious. But if people want to go off the grid and off the radar, not possible these days.
You ever try to disappear in Las Vegas there, Rusty?
I have.
I know you have.
You too? You have disappeared in Las Vegas. That's great. You and Siegfried, Roy, I don't know where you three went. Took the tiger, went for a walk.
Well, so it's interesting to me how sometimes I get a ton of response off of a post I put on Facebook, and sometimes it is nothing but crickets.
Yes.
Is there some sort of a algorithm? Is there something that
we track.
If I want to do something to make. If I want to make sure everybody sees it, is there any watchwords I can use?
Well, there's 3 things that you can do, and this is one of the things that our firm tracks is...
You got something?
Well, I'm just thinking the watchword would be like Obama, or things like that.
Dinner.
Yeah.
Or
Or you know what
person
happens?
posts a
I've
freaking
heard this
picture of
happens on
their dinner.
Facebook. People put up, "Hey, I'm on vacation, loving the Hawaiian Islands here for another 10 days."
Yeah, and then people go break into their house.
Yes.
Yes.
I figure, well,
Again, stupid to
Yes.
talk about things if you don't have some type of security system or somebody watching your house.
Right.
Like anytime I would travel and speak, I always had a pet sitter that just stayed there. So there was always someone in the house.
Yeah.
But that's definitely a huge concern about people not talking about where they are at that time. So there are really things that you do have to think about to protect yourself.
I find out pet sitters are cheaper than house sitters, so you just hire a pet sitter and say,
Exactly.
"I don't know where the cat is. Just stay here for 2 weeks.
That's a great idea, actually.
The cat might come back." So,
And then their job is easy. They're like,
That's
should
right.
I tell them their cat's not here? It's not
you're like,
coming
"Did you
back."
feed the cat every day?" Yeah. You liar! I don't even have a cat. You're what? No. Anyway.
And then you fire them. But then
so
you're
what are the
screwed.
3 things you do to make your
Okay,
yourself
so
look good?
back on focus here. You've got
That's my job.
you've got tracking for what we've done for human eyeballs. In other words, we know that people prefer pictures. Like when you're talking about the Hawaiian Islands, people will see that and they're like, "Oh, I wish I was there."
Right.
So there's a little bit of voyeurism that people will want to check out what you're doing, what you're up to. It's just sharing updates, especially if there's a picture involved. So we know that humans love when you post an update with a picture. However, Facebook in their sneaky little ways, because they've just introduced sponsored posts recently in the past several months. So now they want you to sponsor a post. Now what they do is if you have just text only, that's actually seen by more of your fans than if you include a picture. So in other words, no link, no picture, that post, that update of just text is actually shown to more of your fans. However, more of your fans want to see pictures than posts. So it's an interesting controversy there.
Maybe alternate them or something.
Right. You definitely don't want to just go to text because more people will prefer your pictures to see that and click on. Unfortunately, Facebook is only, say you have 1,000 fans, they may only show it in front of, say, 20 or 30 or 100 of your most active fans.
How come?
Yeah, why do they do that?
I can't speak for Facebook because I don't work for them. The only assumption can be as far as making money. So now if you want your post to be seen for many more of your fans or all of your fans, you have to sponsor it. And then if you do that, and it costs $7, $10, $24, it keeps going up.
Yeah.
But what happens is it's now seen anytime your fan checks in that day, your post is seen at the top of their newsfeed all day. So
Well,
that's
kinda
kind of
good,
cool.
though.
Right. And if you think about $7 a day for advertising, you do that all day, every day. If
Yeah.
your fans and clients are seeing you, you're being top of mind and they're
Ah.
thinking of you. So that's the time to use a picture or a link to your website so
Right.
that more things are seen and then you drive traffic to your own site as opposed to just text. Use text when you just want to have your name in front of people, but not
Yeah.
necessarily have people click on it or
Okay,
be
shut up.
interested.
I got to go to work now. Thanks for coming to the
What
show.
else- what else-
Goodbye.
what else- what else
I gotta
you
do
got?
that
Coaching
now
lesson
before
of the
I
day.
forget.
What else you got? A picture doesn't necessarily mean that people are going to watch it, look at it though, right?
No, but it's much more captivating, and it's something that the eyeballs are looking at. We would do. It's called heat mapping, and we would analyze websites of our clients and where eyeballs would go.
Is that like hotboxing?
I hope so. I see a miniseries. I see a reality show coming up here.
Just checking.
The people's eyeballs will go directly to a picture or
Yeah.
a video. Now, obviously, a video they click and they watch, and you've got their full attention.
Yeah.
But pictures, things that are just quick graphics, their eyeball just naturally goes there. They just skim text, which
Right.
technically would take a lot longer than a picture, but people focus on the picture more.
Right.
I mean, again, the saying of a picture being worth 1,000 words
Mm-hmm.
is really true, and we're seeing evidence of that. So that's why they like pictures on Facebook. It says a lot without having them having to read. People are lazy. You got to think about that.
Okay, so here's the other question though. But is there with respect to those pictures, what about businesses? Now, are businesses throwing up pictures of hamburgers or they're selling hamburgers? Does that work for businesses and their social media as well?
It's great for restaurants. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, to
Right.
post
Pictures of food, yeah, that's right.
Plumbers, not
Yeah.
so much. Is what Here's one I unclogged this morning. Woo! Thanks, Joe. We'll call you. Pull your pants up and come on over.
Well, you know, and that brings up an interesting point because bad news and things that people are horrified about,
Yeah.
people will be more drawn to bad news. We've
Well,
studied
that's why there's
email
the news. Yeah,
subjects.
look at the
Yeah,
news. They don't
exactly.
advertise, or, they don't do stories on.
It's like it's
"Hey,
going to be sunny today in San
yeah,
Diego.
no, it's
Who
so-
cares? Nobody
Yeah,
cares.
someone got
It's the same.
shot near the border. Yeah,
Right.
right.
That's news. That's what people pay attention to because they're afraid. People
Yeah.
are mostly dealing in fear and they don't want anything bad to happen. So they're looking at how can I prevent it? How can I prevent it? They're much more motivated by negative
I like this idea.
reinforcement than positive.
If you don't hire me, you won't laugh and you'll die.
Yeah.
Death will come to you.
Okay, so here's another thing too that I want to ask about is that speaking of small business, you talk about targeting. You talked about targeting the very
Yes.
first because this is a big net you're casting,
Right.
Which is kind of the whole idea behind internet marketing anyway.
Right.
It's never been about targeting in the beginning. It was about just casting a big net, and the net is so big
Right.
that even the people that fall through the cracks are not going to matter because you're going to get something. But now that's kind of changed a bit. Let's talk about that.
It's a good point, Sully, because before with email advertising or internet advertising and marketing, you just wanted a huge net. You wanted as many people as possible to market to.
Yeah.
But you didn't know who was on your list. Are they male? Are they female? What are their interests? Are
Right.
they small business owners? Are they big corporations? Are they even business owners, right?
Right.
Whereas Facebook, this is what's cool about Facebook as far as when you get involved with their advertising campaign. You can now target very specific, very narrowed down to exactly who you are marketing to. This is powerful. This is never before in advertising. I've been catching up on Mad Men.
Well,
we were talking about, right?
It
didn't exist back
So
then.
hold on to that because let's get to the meat out at 51 past the hour, and that's exactly what we're going to do because I think this is a new frontier for us with respect to marketing. Speaking of new frontiers, here's Rusty
This
off of
next
his.
song is quite simply the greatest
New album
composition
again?
in human history.
That's not what I want to play. I want to play this one.
In 1976,
Oh, here we go.
Big
Evil
Biz Show.
Knievel,
Big Biz Show.
Cheryl Tiegs, and myself petitioned the Congress to make this next.
They voted Ben Bernanke sexiest Fed chairman ever. Cool. It's Sully and Russ on the Big Biz Show.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com. One of our many Facebook pages that Rusty has created. Oh, that's Deb's Facebook page. See, she only has one, Rusty.
Oh,
Good to have you along.
that's a good one.
BigBizShow.com is our website. Follow us on Facebook just type in Big Biz Show. There's like 8 of them. Just follow us.
You'll find us. That's how big we are.
There's stuff on one of them.
We
on
couldn't
one of them,
fit
there's,
on one.
On one of them, there's stuff that hasn't been updated since like 2005.
See, it's kind of a timeline. It's it all in the big
You
picture.
You have to change your strategy, Russ, and just tell him it's all about locking it up for your competitors to not have it. There
Bob,
you
what
go.
I've done
I'll
here
help
is
you out.
I've locked it up for us.
That's right. Got your back,
Got
Rusty.
your back.
And in the meantime, you
big
lock the audience out
Oh.
in the same time.
Come
Deb,
in.
Coach Deb is here.
Better when there's a line out front.
Coach
People want to
Deb.
know what's going on in there.
not in social media, though. I'm
No,
pretty
doesn't
sure.
work. Doesn't apply. Nightclub.
CoachDeb.tv is her website. We're talking about social media. Her book, Twitter Revolution, and what's the other book? The
Secrets of Online Persuasion.
sweet ooh
Probably
Rusty
not
Secrets
covered.
of Online
Too secret.
Persuasion.
Tell me a secret, Deb, right now.
What do you?
Oh, you guys wake me up in the morning. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well,
I don't know. No, we didn't.
That'll be the day.
Wait a minute. She stands corrected.
Now I just gotta
Wasn't there.
Now I just gotta slap you around.
This just go
Wow,
away.
what-
Nothing to see.
Wake, you guys, you woke her up and she slapped her out?
Nothing.
Is that what I just
Oh
heard?
my God.
I gotta slap you around for engagement.
All right, places, people. Take two. Get this damn thing on the way.
So what's the deal with sponsored posts on Facebook again? And what's that all about?
Okay, so
good.
you've got sponsored posts, which is just your wall and being in the news feed of people who've friended you. Then there's advertising where you can get your message out and your brand in front of everyone and get more fans and get more
Everyone
likes.
meaning
Well,
everyone?
Well, you could
On Facebook?
if you're not smart about it, right?
Yeah.
That's what a lot
you
of people
can pay
do.
$10 a day for something, which is kind of silly, I think. Right?
Yeah, you want to be very strategic with Facebook advertising. Otherwise, it is a waste of money. So you do want to do some research or have people that have tracked what works, what doesn't.
How about buying like a list? Say, I want to go to every look-alike agency in San Diego. Or
For example.
in
For
the
example.
country. Shut up. And can I buy
Just
a list
hypothetically,
of
if there was a-
look-alike
So
agencies?
for you,
or-
you might want to go after everyone who's watched or a fan of Anchorman.
There we go.
Right?
Hypothetically.
You
Okay.
could.
In
You
theory.
could target people because we were talking about privacy before. People just tell you what they like, what they
Right.
don't, right? They're telling you what TV
Who
shows they
knows
watch,
that,
what
though?
movies. Facebook knows that.
Oh, so
Yeah.
you tell Facebook I need
You
people
call
who like
Facebook up and you're
Anchorman?
like, yeah, I want to put an
No,
ad.
I like
no.
the conversation. I don't like
No, there's no
Twittering.
conversation with Facebook. It's all done online. You go into your settings
Yeah.
and you place an ad, and you literally will type in the keywords of the people that you want to target. So
Ron
you can
Burgundy.
target. We call this
that's
psychodemographics,
Yeah.
right? You have your demographics, which age, sex, religion, creed, right? But psychodemographics is what people like, what their hobbies are, what their interests are. When you start doing that, you wind up building rapport instantly and going after people where you're like, you know me, you
Right.
know what I like. You could target the headline, you can
That should worry
target
you
the
too.
copy.
If you're starting to get people to invite you to some odd site, you're thinking like, how do they know I like? Oh,
Yeah, you can even do birthday.
Yeah.
Like target people on their birthday. Happy birthday, Rusty! And they're like,
Oh,
"Oh my
yeah,
God, they know me. They're thinking about
They
me.
like me.
And you're just targeting people on their birthday.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can create an advertising campaign to
Wow.
target that. Yeah,
That's
so
a
it's pretty
whole new
powerful.
world.
Yeah, so as many things that Facebook does that people don't like with the privacy, there are also things for a business owner who's advertising, like the company, loves all of the things that Facebook is collecting because now you can literally target who you want to reach.
Yeah.
And now you're only paying for the people that actually want your services
Right.
instead of everyone under the sun who, might be grandma that doesn't like your sense of humor.
yeah, that's possible. Anyway, that's good to know, though.
Yes.
A good way to you can market yourself.
Yes.
Uh-oh, a lot of people are losing money and making money.
Yes.
The
Like old advertising agencies, don't you think, Bob? People that used to buy radio,
yeah, well, new media. She's one. She said new media is all media. So let me ask you something. Is it true that people are fleeing Facebook? Because is there a certain segment of the demographic? Like I heard that teens are fleeing Facebook because too many parents are on it, so on and so forth. Are you hearing? Are you seeing anything like that?
Well, recently there was a huge issue with parents making sure that they can have access to any teenagers, like their own teenager, obviously not someone else's,
Right.
Facebook wall. So that way they could protect their children.
Right.
So yeah, teens like Twitter, they like Pinterest. They go to different sites. MySpace used to be the biggest thing and people fled that, went to Facebook. So yes, people are leaving Facebook, but more people are joining and actively using it than anything. It's 1 billion. I can't really say that without
Yeah,
the
I
pain. 1
gotcha.
billion people,
Gazillion.
right? 1 billion people are now on Facebook. That is huge. It far surpasses
Let
any
me
other
ask.
social
I'm going to
network
ask you.
right
I've
now.
never asked you this. I've always look at. Let's say we're addicted to the crack right now.
Yes.
We are addicted to it.
Yes.
Let's say that. And how addicted to it are we? Are we so addicted that we would pay $5 a month for this?
Oh, I think so.
Okay, so let me ask
I
you
think
this.
we're so
Okay,
addicted. There's a
okay.
new business that could be started for withdrawal of social media addiction.
Well, watch
centers.
watch
I mean,
this though.
Really.
So let's say they lost 90%
Yes.
of their users.
Yeah.
$5 a month, okay, times 100 million users, okay? That's 10% of a billion, okay? 100 million users. That's $500 million. That's the last time I checked. That's $6 billion a year company.
Oh, they'd pay.
Why wouldn't they just do that? I mean,
They do, and this is a good lesson for business owners to think about providing things that are free and
Getting them
having
addicted.
And yes, get them addicted to you.
This is how they sold television.
Your
When
wall.
the first TV came out, they'd say, "Hey, you know what? I want you to take this home for a week, and if you don't like it, we'll come pick it up
Right.
in a week."
Right. So
Guess
puppy
what?
dog
Nobody
clothes.
ever had their.
And it works all over too. That's why
Right.
pot was so cheap in the '60s. $10, take all you want, kid.
But that's what they. I think there needs to be a model here. I mean, on the business side of things, Facebook has a juggernaut, but they have no idea what to do with it. I'm still on a business model. I know there's smarter guys than me that work for Facebook, but I'm sure they probably realize this.
But they're making their money off the advertising, off sponsored posts, and off of the information that they're collecting.
Yeah.
They are now the source.
Why couldn't
for
they do both though? With still 100 million users a month, I can't believe they're going to lose that much money.
But that's not that's the model, because the other thing is, if you anything, they also know they can be replaced just like every other social
Right.
network before them.
I got
Bob
keyword,
Book.
keyword
someone-
MySpace.
Bob Book can, yeah.
Look at MySpace.
Right.
Bob Book.
Look at your
Right.
space.
Bob Book.
So if you charge versus offer something for free, people will leave in masse to go to the free site, especially if it's
Right.
offering everything over here.
Russ Book.
Right.
Let's try it.
That's why there's a big line at Costco, because they don't really
you know,
want. You know what macaroni and cheese tastes like. Get out of line.
You know,
Right.
we could create a Russ Book.
It's
page.
free. There we go.
Yeah, and instead of like, you could have another hand signal.
Do me a favor, before you create a social network, just call me.
Coach
like,
Deb.
on the phone.
Well, apparently it
talk.
wakes you up every morning, so that's not going to be a problem. CoachDeb.tv is her
What do you think?
website.